how much of a effect has that had throughout the offseason on your recovery?
I ain't gonna say it had an effect on the offseason, but playing 12 road games during the year, it's pretty tough, especially when we had to make the run we had to make going down the last stretch of the year. But offseason has been good. It's been time to recover. Now it feels great getting back in the building, seeing all the faces, seeing the new faces, and meeting my new compadres in the O-line room. It's exciting.
You didn't get some ankle, elbow stuff that you need any procedures in the offseason?
No. I'm good, all good.
What's been your perspective as far as, I know you're good friends with Deebo, it's a business, he's a friend, you work for the same company.
Right.
What has been your role in just trying to help him kind of navigate this offseason?
If he needs me, I'm here. He give me a call, I give him whatever advice I have for him. But when you talk about a guy like Deebo or any guy in the locker room, they work their whole life. This has been a dream since he was a kid to get to this position. And, this is his business, this is his dream, this is his career. I'm definitely not the one to overstep and try to offer advice. If he asks me for something, which he has, and we've had, good quality talks. And, I think that he's grabbing the situation by the horns now and, showing how mature he is by showing up. And, I think that goes a long way.
Well, what's Jake Brendel like as a teammate and as an offensive lineman? And for you, I know you haven't been around much this offseason, but what's the process in transitioning to a new center?
Jake is a vet. He's been around. He's been with Coach Ferguson for a long time. He knows it all. Every center is pretty much a brain of the operation, not just a starting center, but all the way down to third, fourth string. Only time you usually see a center with issues if they're rookie or new to the system. But Jake is just like any center I've ever been around. He knows offense inside and out. He's almost like talking to a coach when you ask about assignments and game plans. So Jake is an outstanding player. I think he's going to continue to play productive football for a long time, and we're glad to have him.
You talked about meeting the new guys in the O-line room as the veteran in the room. How much responsibility do you feel for kind of helping getting the chemistry together and gelling?
I feel a huge responsibility. Just to, Coach First is like family to me. Just to help him and assistant coaches kind of, it's a big room right now, and there's a lot of young players. So to help them get the players up to speed or whatever they need me for, I'm here. I love helping the young offensive linemen, seeing them come in and just raw, wide-eyed, bushy-tailed, and not really knowing what comes with this job in the NFL. But, for me as a veteran, I think my job is to be around and give them a heads up when those potholes are coming, or help them through a tough time, or, just help them get over obstacles. But, from my experience and just listening in on me, being in the meeting, we have a very sharp bunch of guys. Even though they're young, they're really sharp, really athletic, and they work really hard.
We don't know much about Jake because we haven't seen him play, but I looked up some of his metrics coming out in 2016. He's like 90th percentile in a lot of athleticism. Does he still have that?
Yeah.
How well does that fit with what Kyle needs him to do?
That's why he's here. That's why all of us are here. To be in this offense, you have to be an athletic offensive lineman. And I think you can look through that whole room and everybody is an athlete in their own way. And Jake is definitely an athlete, definitely a quick twitch guy, definitely has short area quickness, which makes him a great center.
On that same sort of note, Jason Powell, a freak athlete, I think he was playing like fullback. I don't know if you saw any of this clips, but what's been your impression of him?
Oh man, first time he came off the ball in the middle, I was like, damn, who is that? Like I didn't even see his name on the back of the jersey or nothing. I think I had a bag, so I really couldn't see him. I was a little tired from going individual, so I wasn't focusing on who was going against me. But the first step off the ball, I'm like, wow, it's extremely quick. It's extremely quick. He has really good footwork, and I think that athleticism from playing football is going to take him a long way, especially in this offense.
In all your years doing this, how has your off-season evolved? Like what your process evolved, whether your regimens change or with the times? Are there any differences this spring for you?
Yeah. I think as you get older, as you put more and more reps on the body, I think it's you have to kind of take care of yourself a little more during the off-season. Have to be a little bit more mindful about how much stress you put on the joints, and because a like I said, we just had a 20-game season, and you know, you can't burn your candle from both ends of the stick. So, you know, for me, it's all about trying to maintain what I have while gradually getting better, but not to put my future reps at risk, if that makes sense.
Trent acknowledged to us that he was in kind of, as he put it, a weird spot last year, but as you see him now and the way he's kind of handling his business when the job is going to be his, do you see that in him? Do you see that kind of growth in him?
I do see the growth. I do see it, but honestly, I couldn't tell that he was in a weird spot last year. So seeing him, you know, in the locker room now, optics, I don't really see a difference in him. I think he carries himself extremely well, which is why he's here, why everybody's so high on him. We all know his attributes as a quarterback, but I think his mental, the way he carries himself, the way he holds his head, the way, you know, nothing ever rattles him. I think that's his key feature, and I think that'll take him a long way. Yeah, very surprising. From the 21, right?
22.
Yeah, 20. Well, he just turned 22, right? Yeah, so he's just old enough to buy a beer, you know, in the last 12 months. So, you know, it's very, very surprising to see a guy with that much on his shoulders, and see a guy with so much publicity around that position, especially here. To see him continue to march forward and continue to get better and block out all the noise, to me, I think it's phenomenal. Yeah, his command, he's a lot more comfortable. You can tell he worked on his mechanics. You can tell by his release and see his ball that he's taking huge steps in the offseason. I can't wait to see how he looks when the live bullets get to flying.
Is it important for you, for a quarterback, to take on a leadership role and make it his team? And do you see Trey Lance doing that, or is it important for guys in the locker room to see Trey take that step this summer?
I think if you're a natural born leader, you lead, you know, and if you're not, you know, we're all grown here. Nobody's going to fall for the, you know, for the okey-doke, right? If you're not a leader, then, you know, there's people here to lead. And not just because he plays quarterback, we're not going to say, hey, we need you to lead everybody. You know, that's what I'm here for. That's what Kittle's for. That's what Fred's for. You know, we have good foundational pieces as leaders in this locker room. So, you know, you always want your quarterback to be a leader because he's the one mouthpiece that you hear every play, and I mean, helps, but it's not mandatory. And I don't think in our position or Trey's position it's mandatory, but he has the qualities to lead, and he has the qualities where people will want to follow him.
Do you know Aaron Donald at all? And what are your thoughts on it?
You know, facing him.
I mean, I don't know him personally.
Yeah.
You said, what are my thoughts on
Yeah, just on his new contract. You know, he was contemplating retirement. Now he's gonna.
Yeah, I wish he would have retired. I mean, he deserves a contract. Obviously, we all know what he can do. I'm not knowing on a personal level. You know, I like competing against him. Brings out the best in all of us. So, you know, it is what it is.
Trent, there's a woman on Twitter who's drawing that she draw flow every day and they don't get straight. Have you seen it at all?
She's drawing them?
Yeah.
Same picture every day?
No, Rita O. It's different every day.
Oh, yeah. Yes, she draws.
Yep.
I like Jimmy, man. Not in the last couple months. Jimmy's a lifetime brother for me. You know, I just wish him nothing but the best in the future. He's such a great team and such a great coach. You know, I love him to death. So I'm gonna go look at those pictures because I'm always pro Jimmy.
Yeah, you're really.
Heel, you know, from the NFC Championship. And was that the word? I know you played a lot of stuff. Where did that rank as far as total centuries?
Number one. Well, I really had no business out there. You know, so hard for me not to be out there, knowing the position we were in and knowing what we were trying to accomplish. But you know, I'm probably looking back on it, probably shouldn't have pushed it that far because I feel like, you know, I think Colton would have did a better job on 2 healthy ankles than I could have did on 1. You know, and hindsight's 2020, of course. But you know, it was hard for me to tell my teammates no at the time. But you know, looking back on it, I think I probably pushed it a little too far.
And when was it finally right?
Maybe a week before the draft. Yeah.
What's about?
Trent, what's it looking like now? You don't have Lincoln next to you, so you're going to be
me, that's indicative of a lot. Not just a good diet, a good workout regimen, but it's mental toughness for a guy to be able to go in and change his whole body composition in, 90 days, so to speak. So, thanks, his athleticism has always jumped off the board to be the size of a man that he is. But now, shedding 20 pounds, he definitely looks light on his feet, footwork looks 10 times better, balance, upper body lean, everything is like in place now. And I think he's ready to take that big jump from year 1 to year 2. And I'm here to help him.
Anything else? What's it like having, Mike and Brunskill combined with, guys? It's like they're sort of coaching them up every play. What's the value of having back there?
Oh, it's priceless. It's priceless for, a guy like Mike, a guy like Dan. They played a lot of football, played in a lot of big games, and they're so knowledgeable. Dan's probably one of the smartest guys in the room, as far as knowing the playbook and knowing assignments and getting everybody going to the right direction. So having those guys is like an ace in the hole. Having any veteran that knows as much as they know and is willing to help anybody, that's an ace in the hole.
All right, appreciate it, Trent.
Yep.
Thank you.